there's a couple things I forgot to cover. And the first is the way that we denote the defensive players. Now, I've done this ever since I picked it up as when I was an assistant at Texas Tech. But normally, you would have two tackles or a nose tackle and two ends, and a lot of times people say Sam, Mike, and Will linebackers. But for terminology's sake, I want to cover this. I would suggest you do it, but it's not something that you have to do. Okay, we start out and we say that the first defensive lineman on the strong side is a tackle. All right, so wherever he is the tackle. The second defensive lineman on the strong side is the stud, and we give him an S with a line through like that. If they have a third guy on the line of scrimmage, let's say that they had this defense here, and they move these two guys over here like this, then if they have a third lineman, defensive lineman on the strong side, it becomes the Sam. If we look at the quick side, the first defensive lineman on the quick side is the nose. The second defensive lineman on the quick side is the opie, and that means open side end. If they had a third one, the third defensive lineman would be the will. All right, so if they had this type of thing here like that, that would be the will. All right, now we have the two corners and the free safety and the strong safety in here also. So the reason we do this is because if I tell somebody I want you to block the tackle, or that we have to get a round corner on the tackle, everybody on the team knows that that is the first defensive lineman on the strong side. Okay, I want to move some people around here like this, and let's go to a 50 look like this. And so the first defensive lineman on the strong side is the tackle, the second is the stud. And I should have said this, the first defensive lineman on the head on the center or to the quick side is the nose, and the second one is the opie. Now, what happens if they would slide their nose guard this way like that? Okay, that is a typical defense that you see in the major college and the NFL, and they call it an under defense because the lineman is underneath the guard here like that. They also have a defense they call the over defense, where the lineman would be over here like this. For us, I want to move back to that other one. I don't care if on the program he is listed as the nose guard. If he is here, in essence, what we do is we always say that the first defensive lineman is the tackle, and the first defensive lineman to the quick side would be the nose, and then the second lineman would be the stud, and if they have a third one, it would be the Mike. And so for us, it doesn't make any difference who this guy is. He may be the nose guard, but for us, he is the tackle. And so when we're talking about we've got to get a round corner on the defensive tackle, the first defensive lineman on that side. Now, and then the first defensive lineman on the quick side would be the nose and OP. If they brought somebody up here in a storm position like this, and they had a fourth guy, that would always be the strong safety. All right, that's one thing I wanted to cover. And again, it's not that you have to use it, but I think it does make it simple. I might say this, that if we flip-flop the line, which we do all the time, now, the first defensive lineman on the strong side would be the tackle. The first defensive lineman on the quick side would be the nose. The second defensive lineman would be the OP. And if they had a third lineman, we denote him as being the Sam. And then they would be sliding over here like this. And if they had an additional guy over here, even though he might be this guy right here walked up, we would call him the Will. All right, I'm gonna switch this back around since we were doing all the plays to the right. And my wife said that I forgot to cover 29 and 28. These guys all mixed up. All right, now let's run 29 to start with here. All right, the thing about 29 is that lots of times that we have this being the wide side of the field, and we've got a real good back here, and we've got our best puller and best all-around blocker here, and the second guy here of being the stud blockers. This guy is a decent athlete, and so he has a chance to at least slow this guy down and occupy him. And he doesn't have to just completely put him on the ground or anything like this, but if he is trying to move the outside and this guy's just pestering him and just staying with him like this, good things are going to happen. But we've got our athletes over here like this, and we've got a chance here. On 29, we just reverse and toss the ball out here like this, and we got a chance to get something on this guy. And we may not hook him very good, but we just want to occupy him. I should have used that term and explained it later, but occupy is just bug somebody. Stay on them, don't let them make the tackle, make them have to deal with you and throw you down on the ground before they make the tackle or something like that. And we're pulling here and we're coming out here and we're doing this, and we've got a chance to just quickly get around the corner. And I think that's a real good thing to do. Now, keep in mind that if we wanted to improve our chances here, we could go to queen set, or we could go to jack set, or if we wanted to, we could go to yo, and this guy would shift off here like this, and he would come in motion, and then he would be here, and now we're pulling three guys around there like that. Or let's say that we went to exchange, And if we were in exchange, our tight end would line up over here like this. And we could also, shift him from here to here. We could have these two guys, and you see this a lot going on right now in some of the NFL. They'll shift two people over here like this. And shifting two people is something that's really kind of tough to deal with. We can also, we could line up in exchange, and we could, well, this guy now would be on the line, and he's over here. But let's say that, well, there's a lot of things you can do. And part of that is something that is easy to do with formations. And if you got people that understand those things, they can be easily put in for a week of practice. Change something for the game. Another thing, when we're coming in here like this, and now we're running 28, and we have got into Viper or Wing, or we have come in like this on Zen, whatever the situation here like this. All right, I always like to make sure that we maybe get the linebacker. So what we would do is we would try to use our athlete against this guy and get something on him quick, and then do this here. It would be good if we use motion or shift or whatever, and we got him out here like this, but now we're going to turn around and just pitch that thing outside here. And normally we pull our strong tackle. Now, I said that the strong tackle doesn't have to be a very good athlete, and he really doesn't. He can be just like a bus. But what he's going to do, and I'm gonna take 8 steps here, and he's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he's going to be in this position right here like this. Okay, so the same thing, I'm going to take 8 steps with the tailback here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And at the same time, I'm going to take 8 steps with the Z. And so I'm going to put him in here like this. I'm going to say we get something on him. All right, now our tailback is right here. And on this right here, our fullback, I was wondering how we're going to get this guy here like this, but we normally are going to take our fullback and get him out here like that. Now, this strong safety, we don't have to get a great block on him, but if we're just out here and we realize that what we want to do is occupy him, and all we want to do is make him run through us, grab us by the shoulder pads, and try to get away from, or try to throw us out of the way, because what's happening is he wants to get to the tailback, and he's got to deal with this guy. Now, if the tailback is trying to block him like this, then the tailback is, if the tackle's trying to block him, he's liable to get behind him and all this kind of thing. But what we want this guy to use, this moving guy that has to be dealt with, so that he's occupying him right here. We also run a play that we call 48, and we do exactly the same thing, but then we pull the backside guard too, and then there's different things that we're doing here on the edge. If we were in strong set, and again, defenses have to expect and deal with our they have to expect and deal with are off-tackle play. Well, we've got the off-tackle play right here. We've got the off-tackle play 34 right here, if we want to run it. All right, but at the same time now, we have gained blockers that can do this, and it's just that quick play again. So I think as simple as that play is, it's just something that you should be able to run.